We're on a mission to help founders hit product market fit faster. We do this by interviewing founders that have been there. I'm your host, Adam O'Donnell. This podcast is put together by Zendesk for startups. We offer 6 months free of Zendesk customer support suite for qualified product-oriented companies. Ashok, welcome to Sit Down Startup Founder Podcast. You're the founder of Centivo. I cannot wait to hear your story. It's amazing that you've raised around $150 million, putting you in the top 1% of companies like in the history of the world, even though we hear those kind of numbers more frequently nowadays. I don't want to take away from that. So could you first, before we just dive into your product market fit story, could you give us some color about where you grew up and like how you even started to get into tech?
Sure, absolutely. So Adam, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for sharing the Centivo story and our journey. And most importantly, thank you for giving a platform to entrepreneurs. This is tough stuff, and it always helps to be able to have someone who can validate the highs, the lows, the insecurities, everything we all deal with. So really appreciate that. So my background, I am the son of immigrants. Moved from India to Buffalo, New York. Go Bills! Big Josh Allen fan, big Sabres fan. But I think I carry a lot of Buffalo with me, and have been fortunate to headquarter two companies that we've started in Buffalo, in Western New York. But that's sort of the origin of it, which is all of the stereotypes are true. Hardworking, salt of the earth sort of folks, and I think that's served me well as I've gone down this path. I'm not the type of person who started a company because they were doing lemonade stands at the age of 5 or coding on the side of their desk at age 12. I'm sure you've had those guests. I came to it sort of late, so I didn't have a lot of skills, but I happened to be pretty good at standardized tests. So I was fortunate enough to get into pretty good college. Didn't quite know what to do from there. Like a lot of kids, applied to different jobs. Ended up going into management consulting. Did that for about 3 years, and then I ended up in your neck of the woods. So I went to business school at Stanford, and that's really where I got the startup bug. But I wasn't sure what to do with it. So it was inspiring to hear from entrepreneurs. Again, a lot of them were tech. We got a lot of exposure in Palo Alto. But I moved back east, and one of the things I really wanted to do was take that learning of startup and job creation and dynamism. And I sort of thought a lot about, I don't quite know what the it is, but that's what my hometown needs. I would love to be able to be a small part in trying to build more of that new age, new economy, startup tech sector, in Western New York. So I ended up moving back, a number of years ago. I've since kind of relocated to New York City, but in my time there, I started a company in 2007. We had an exit in 2013, and now Centivo is sort of the second company. So I hope that helps in terms of the journey.
That's really cool. I want to just highlight on one decision that you made around going to Stanford. Obviously is not the decision, because I'm sure most people who are listening, if they got in, they'd probably go. But I'm curious, like the decision to even apply, or like, did you get to Silicon Valley already with the management consulting gig, or like, what was that like?
No, so I spent a lot of time in New York, and I did actually a stint. It was maybe the highlight of my professional career, where I went to India and spent over 6 months doing work there. And again, one of the things that experience did for me was I feel really passionate about the fact that, as people have said before, capitalism is the worst way to organize an economy, except for all others. And so the question is, how do you harness the good of capitalism, but do so to solve real problems, social issues? And I spent a lot of time coming to Stanford. One of the reasons that stuck out was not just the startup brand, but also the fact that there's a lot of attention on public management, not-for-profit management, applying those principles and skills of management to doing good. And that was sort of what got me out there. And it was, candidly, one of the best couple of years of my life.
That's really cool. I love that heart that you have. And just going back to Buffalo, I know I'm sure that was a challenging decision as well, but it's cool that you're now in New York. So it's interesting that you've kind of hit a lot of stages here.
Yeah, for sure. It's and I think it keeps you grounded, and it ties well with what we're doing at Centivo, which is, again, it's my second startup, have experience in this healthcare, health insurance world. We'll get into some of that in a moment. But, at its core, what we do is we feel like there's a big opportunity. I know we're going to talk about product market fit, but there's a huge opportunity as it relates to people who have insurance but can't afford their healthcare bills. So to step back, 300 million people in America, a little bit more than that, about half of them get their insurance through their employer, their company. So call it 150 million. Of that 150 million people, 65%, so these people have health insurance. 65% though have a high deductible that's so big that they can't even afford to see the doctor, or they're scared if a family member, a kid, has to go to the emergency room because they just don't know how much it's going to cost. And the average American has an emergency fund of $400. So tying the story all together, I think the opportunity that the training at a place like Stanford helped me with is, yes, we can solve a social issue, which is the lack of affordable health insurance, the lack of predictability, the lack of simplicity, and the mess of the healthcare system that we have. But how do you do that in a way that's actually constructive, right? How do you do that in a way that can grow, that's sustainable? And that's where the business part comes in.
Mm, I love that. But you started with the need, and I can't wait to dive into that. The last question in this first part is just to understand, could you share a low moment in your journey? I know you've had to get to raise that much money. I know you had a success before, but just like even with this company, Centivo, or the previous one, where you thought maybe you had to shut it down, but you kept going and because something else worked out.
Yeah, it's a great question, Adam. We could probably spend 3 hours on low moments. Every day has a low moment. But days happen to have high moments too, and you have to sort of think of yourself as you're moving forward on the scatter plot, and it's not a straight line. It's zigs and zags, and hopefully every new zig is a little bit higher, and every new zag is a little less low. But look, I'll give you an example. I've lots of them. But the example that best comes to mind is we, at my first company at Liaison, we were three on three different occasions we were down to like making our last payroll. And we had to, through a combination of raises and doing some other things, we had to, we were able to get through. At this company, I've personally taken my pay to zero on two different occasions. My executive team is really into the mission as well, and we've collectively, taken pay cuts, on a couple of different occasions as well. We had a moment during COVID, and COVID's sort of funny when the annals of venture capital are written. It turned into the go-go days. But Adam, you'll remember those early days of COVID. People didn't know, like, was the world coming to an end, or the capital markets going to shut off? And so we had a circumstance where we needed to raise, and our largest client at the time said, "It's not you, it's us, but we need to pull out." And so we lost that at the worst possible time. And that triggered a domino where some other things happened. And we actually had a term sheet in front of us. And I had to make the dreaded phone call where these people who, you're sort of getting to know in a fundraising process, and they're excited and they took a shot and they had a term sheet in front of us and it was all good. And I had to have the really honest conversation around, hey, I know this isn't the kind of news you want to hear when you're a couple of weeks away from closing, but I need to tell you what happened. And this large client that you're aware of, you've seen in our revenue builds, you've seen their contract even, has had to pull out, and let me know what you think. And I'll wrap here, Adam, in a second, but you can probably imagine the range of outcomes. Most likely outcome is investor gets cold feet and says we're out, and when that happens, like there aren't exactly a bunch of silver knights behind that. There's a second outcome where they, hey, we're in, but we're going to have to recut the deal. We're going to have to change this. We're going to have to change that. And the third outcome is the rarest one, but it's the one that we got, which is when you work with high quality people, you get high quality outcomes. And these guys basically said, hey, look, we appreciate it. It's pretty crummy that you had to deliver that bad news, but we respect you for it. And ultimately, we're not here betting on any one client. We're betting on, what you guys are going to build over the next 25 years. And so we're all in. And so that was a pretty low moment, but thankfully it turned into a high.
Wow, what a story. That points to, I think founders work too hard to try to put up a front when you're honest. Investors like see that as a high correlation to someone that they want to work with who they can trust with all the other challenges. And it's almost like they took that as like a positive.
Yeah, I think certainly the loss of the customer was not a positive, and that's not certainly not what you said. But I think your point about character and integrity matter a lot. They matter, they always matter, but they matter more when your fundamentals are in place. So if you have a good market, if you have a good product, if you have a good team, if you're attacking something in a sensible way, if you're building differentiation, then they can look at it as a zag, right? On that zigzag line. If at the end of the day you don't have those fundamental things, well then it's going to come into question. I do think, to your main point, founders try too hard to create a veneer of what they think other people want to hear. And that works well 5% of the time when you can catch yourself back up into that reality that you've spun. But 95% of the time, you're better off being clear, being direct, certainly being truthful, and ultimately finding people who want to work with you for who you are, as opposed to trying to convince people to work with someone that you're not.
Mm, period. Yes. That's going to be an awesome clip to share. Thank you for that honesty. And I'm glad that I just love hearing that story. Can we like go into product market fit? Could you tell us maybe was it like a specific week or moment or story when you were like, boom, we've hit product market fit?
Yeah, it's another really good question. So I want to take a half step back. So you mentioned the amount of money that we've raised earlier in the show. I appreciate that you presented it as sort of a point of pride. I don't necessarily take it that way. I take it as, so it's necessary because we're building a pretty complicated product. So we're building a
Mm,
health insurance product. In your pocket, in the pocket of every American, is a health insurance card. And that card is usually from one of four or five really big companies that are worth, billions, if not tens or hundreds of billions of dollars. So what we're doing is not for the faint of heart, and we've had to raise that amount of capital. Because of that, I would say we've had two stages of product market fit. The first stage of product market fit was, can we get to 8 to 10 customers who effectively understand that what we're doing is sort of partially built, but believe enough in the vision, and believe enough in the fact that their employees deserve affordable healthcare and that the status quo isn't working, that we have this kind of coalition of the willing that we can build our product into. And so that took, the cocktail napkin was in the 2017 year. Um, Early build was 2018. I wouldn't say we got to what that first phase of product market fit until about mid 2020. So let's call it like 2 to 3 years to really have a cohort of people who are like, yeah, this makes sense. And we get it that you're not a finished product, but you've built enough to make yourselves credible. And we understand you have more to go, but it's a journey worth going on. So that's what I'm going to call phase one, product
mm,
market fit. Phase two of product market fit is what I like to call, and I think every founder, every CEO dreams of, is when they can kind of step back a little. It doesn't mean we're not working really hard. We are, but they can step back a little and they can start to see that it doesn't need to have this heroic effort every time for good things to happen. Whether it's a new sale, whether it's a new product feature, whether it's a new marketing sort of insight, that things are scalable and working, because the machine has been built in such a way. And that's exciting because now you can really focus on the things that matter in terms of growth, in terms of impact, in terms of sustainability. And I'd say that second level of product market fit, we didn't get to until late last year. So I'll kind of synthesize Adam as saying phase one product market fit, 2 to 3 years, phase two product market fit, 5 years. And the lesson in that for founders, I think, is don't expect to go get product market fit in 90 days.
thank you. And I love the phasing of it. I mean, I think sometimes you hear that moment where it's like, boom, this one customer, like we knew it was there. But the journey that I'm hearing, and I appreciate you just kind of how you're phasing it, I think is more the reality because we want to point to like, oh, this thing and this, we did this right before it, and then boom, we got there. But it's the process, it's the procedure, and being consistent.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think there's a lot of, anecdotes and tropes that are shared. I do think one thing that is often said and is absolutely true is you just have to take the lesson from everything, right? So
Mm,
whether it's a good news, bad news, a prospect says no, a new hire you'd love to get, isn't quite ready, the cycle time on a feature isn't happening the way you want. The key is to really embrace those, right? And understand why, and not just demand that they work or not just hope that they work, but really take that second and third level and dig deeper and understand what could be different next time. It's that continuous learning process and the self-discovery and the curiosity that every team really needs to get to product market fit and beyond.
I really appreciate that. Well, help us like in maybe phase two. What were you doing? How were you spending your time
Yeah.
on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's an important question because I think founders sometimes spend too much time thinking that what they need to do is chase the biggest deal. So the enterprise account, the largest account value, the most important partnership. And of course, CEO needs to spend some time on that. But the reason we were able to get to phase two of product market fit was if you take, again, what we do from an affordable health insurance perspective. In our earliest days, we worked with large employers. So we were able to attract a number of large Fortune 500s, extremely sophisticated, progressive buyers, use some personal relationship capital or folks, on the team who knew people. So these were highly sophisticated buyers, good audiences who appreciated what we did, and we were able to get implementations with them, and we were able to get validation and great data with them. All wonderful. That segment of the market, though, is not scalable.
Mm,
And so what we and I tried to spend my time on was to say, let's keep doing that. And that's where team comes in. We have a good team that's able to focus on that type of product market fit in that domain. But now, how do we focus on scalability, repeatability? And again, in our business, which is an enterprise sale, that scalability comes from, can you create a quota-driven sales force that is able to, without excessive founder involvement, go hit plan on a per month, per quarter basis, working with the existing channels that are available in this health insurance world. So that's where I spend my time on. It's how do you really understand the channel? What makes them tick? What percentage of that channel is a good fit for us versus not? What are things that we can do back to business school, the 4 Ps, product, price, promotion, placement that we can do to attract them. And that was that phase two that you referred to, which is we had certain distribution partners that in a span of 6 months, we went from having 0 deals with them to 15. Great evidence for product market fit.
that is really interesting. And looking at it, like taking that step back, I appreciate that. I'm trying to think of, is there a story that you could maybe share as an example of that? Like, or even like what you were looking for, like when you were doing that research?
Yeah. So I think a really good example is again, every business is a little bit different, but many businesses, whether it's enterprise businesses, to be clear, whether it's software or a tech-enabled service like what we do, usually has both a direct strategy and a channel strategy. So again, that direct strategy generally works up market. You need a channel strategy to work in smaller enterprise. And so the actual stories, the actual work we did was to spend a lot of time with the channel. And again, you can't outsource that job completely. Yes, you can have experts in marketing, in product, in sales, but ultimately the leadership, the CEO, the founders have to get involved on those listening tours and really understand what ticks. So, what I would say is in a couple of the markets in which we're having the most success geographically, in the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, as well as in Wisconsin. We met with a lot of people. We met with a lot of insurance brokers. We met with large shops, small shops, everything in between. Talked to employers as well, and it was the ability to really understand the type of profile that would be an early adopter. Most organizations are thoughtful about early adopter on the end user side, but fewer organizations apply that same thinking when it comes to the channel. And so we really step back to think about, can we segment and stratify our channel partners, insurance brokers, into those who are more likely to adopt early, those who are potentially going to be later adopters, those in between, and what are the tactics we can use to get at least the mid-level adopters to be a little bit earlier. So that's where I think, we spent a lot of time. And at this point, again, I say this as a positive, I am back to being involved in larger deals, partnerships, one-to-many, but a lot of that channel work is happening, and it's happening well through others on the team.
Yeah, I appreciate that, like just that differentiation. I think just with our time, the last question I'd like to focus on is help us understand the one thing that you would do, or a series of things that you would do different with Centivo if you could go do it again in terms of your product market fit journey.
Yeah, I think I'm pausing because there's a lot of things that we would do differently.
Yeah.
And one of my lines is the benefit of a second startup is you get to avoid the mistakes the first time that you made the first time, but all it does is give you a new laboratory to make a whole bunch of new mistakes. So anyone who thinks that they make fewer mistakes in aggregate the second time they're doing this is lying to you. But certainly there are opportunities to do different things. I think, Adam, to answer your question, the old adage about you can never be too focused or too narrow is absolutely correct. So we have tried to, and we've grown into it. So it's turned out to be okay. But I think our product market fit journeys that I've described to you ended up taking a little bit longer than they needed to because we were trying to be in too many places. In our case, it was too many geographies. It wasn't necessarily product lines. Our product line was pretty consistent, but I think we could have probably shortened our cycle by 30 to 50% if we were more focused in fewer places and went deeper. I do think that there was a delay, a bit of a tax on our learning cycle because we were spread out a little too wide.
Wow. I appreciate that humbling statement. And I also just recognize that, like, how easy it would be for you to think that, hey, we are being narrow because the product itself isn't changing. But like you're saying, like you're taking that narrowness to the next level with, like, even geographically, because of the nature of your business, obviously it's going to be more affecting there.
Yeah, I think there's three dimensions that founders can get out over their skis. Number one is product lines, too many SKUs, too many features, trying to get engineer to constantly ship engineering to ship products out every 2 weeks. And it's not adding value. It's cluttering the channel. So too many product lines is the first. The second is too much of a dispersion in the type of client. Are you focused on the largest clients in America, the smallest ones, industry focused, not-for-profit focused, government focused, all that stuff. And then the third is what we talked about, which is geography. So geography matters a lot in our business. Healthcare is local. And so we don't focus where you are today in San Francisco. Hopefully we'll get there one day, but we're going deep in, 8 to 12 other markets. But I do think the fact that we worked with small companies and big companies is a benefit to us. And the fact that we worked in a couple of different markets has been a benefit, but I think we may have expanded a little bit too early, too quickly, but we've, sort of grown into that again, as I mentioned, over time.
Ashok, thank you for your time. This is amazing. The best way to reach out to you, if a founder was trying to maybe ask a question or something, would it be Twitter or LinkedIn? I understand you're really busy.
Yeah. LinkedIn is great. Anytime anyone wants to reach out, always happy to help, and always appreciate in advance anyone who takes the plunge into being an entrepreneur.
Boom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you want to learn more about Zendesk for Startups, check out our website, zendesk.com/startups. Also, we're always looking to improve, so don't hesitate to email me with any feedback on how we can ask better questions, guests to target, or anything else so we can do to better help you as a founder. My email is adam.o'donnell@zendesk.com.